Hey to all the acro dancers out there. So we're going to just start with a really quick cardio warm up. So first things first, boring stuff I'm afraid. Make sure that you've got a safe space to work in. It doesn't have to be a massive space. I don't have a massive space. Pardon me, sorry. Just got to be big enough for you to stand like this, okay? Make sure you're only completing this video with other people in your household for now, and that's really it. So just copy me. So basically we're going to do a little bit of cardio to warm us up. This is going to involve a combination of running and jumping and some floor work as well. We're throwing a couple of acro burpees, I think. So for those of you that don't know how to do an acro burpee, this is what we do. We go up, we go down, all the way onto you're completely laying down. We come up to a squat position. We don't get back up tall. Okay, we go back into a candlestick and we roll and come up. All right, so we'll do a few of those, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So just want you to copy me. It's literally 3 minutes of work to get our heart raising, and then we'll crack on with our skill stuff. All right, okay, and you're all going to be much fitter than I am, so. Alright, so we're going to just start with a real gentle jog, nothing major. And keep going. And again. So just a gentle jog, we're just getting us warmed up. Using your arms. Okay, we're going to turn into a star jump or jumping jack. If you want to go full star, then you can. We're going to take these in spotty dogs. Get ready? Spotty dog. Opposite arm to leg. Onto the floor. Five of these. Oh, sorry to you. Last one. And bum kicks. Keep going. Use those arms. Punching up. Knees in front. Bring the arms down. With a jump. Keep going. Front squat position. Hold it. Knees up. Grasshoppers. Up, star jump. Spotty dogs. Good. We should be feeling warm now. Okay. Hello and welcome back to our Acro Alphabet. So, Should be nice and warm after that little cardio warm up we've just done. I'm going to just read through what we're going to be doing today. So we've got M, we got up to L last week, so we're on M this week. Now M is going to be all of our stretching kind of work. We're going to be working on our middle splits. We're also going to do the magic pike stretch, okay? For the magic pike stretch, ideally you need a chair. Now I'm not going to use a chair because my chairs are not ideal for me to stand on. The lip bends down and I think, to be honest, I'll probably just end up breaking it. So I'm going to do it on the floor, which isn't going to be quite the same. It's not going to work in the same way because it means that I can't push my heel lower than my lower than the ball of my foot. So if you have got a safe chair, then please get one and I will describe it to you. Okay, we're going to go to N. Now N is going to be for our nice technique. Okay, so what we're going to be looking at there is tondus and chassés. Then we go to O. Now O is going to be all about one foot balance, one-handed cartwheels. All right, so we should have some fun with that. We should be able to work on some skills depending on which level we're in. Okay, P for pike. Now we did the magic pike stretch early, so our pike should be working really nicely today. Q for quarter turn. So we're going to look at quarter turn jumps, and we're also going to look at quarter turn cartwheels. All right, and what the quarter turn means. Then we go R. Now round off has got two meanings, again depending on our level. We're going to look at how we progress in round offs and our hurdle step into the round off, and we're also going to be looking at rolls for those that aren't quite at round offs. And then we're going to finish with S, which is our straddle and skip. So our straddle and skip is going to be safe for our cool down. We're going to do Q and R as our kind of technical skill work. We're going to move P up, so P is going to join the old M's. Okay, so our alphabet's going to be a little bit out of whack, and then we're going to do our N and our O in the middle. Okay, so that's what we're going to be working on. So let's start off with our magical pike stretch. Okay, we also need to just give our wrists a little warm up because of our round offs and cartwheel work. But that's pretty much it for our stretching. So we're going to just quickly start with our wrists before we do anything else. So hands round, back to front. But because we're doing our pike and our middle splits, that works really well for our round offs and cartwheel work. Okay, so I just want you to roll your body forwards and back. Okay, so we're getting a nice stretch down the front of our arms and our wrists. Brilliant. Okay, and the backs of your wrists here. Oh, yeah, that's a bit tender there. So we're going forwards and back again, side to side. Really trying to open these wrists out, ready for some load bearing in a minute. Okay, and just give them a little circle. So for a magical pike stretch, now ideally you need a chair for this stretch, and this stretch is not a comfortable stretch. It is quite painful, and it's 2 minutes in total. But like I said, I'm going to be doing it on the flat today because I don't have a safe chair at home that I feel I could stand on without it either falling back or me kind of falling on top. But what I'm going to do my best to just explain it to you. I should have brought one in just to show you. I'm going to do my best to explain it to you. So you're going to stand, if you've got a chair, you're going to stand up onto your chair. Okay, now standing on your chair, only have your toes on the chair. Your heels need to be just off the chair, and you need to lean forward and put your hands on the back of the top bit of the chair, so your weight's pushing down there, okay? So you just have your toes and your hands on the chair, your heels are on the floor. Now, if you haven't got a chair like me, we need to be able to touch the floor, okay? Even if it's just our fingertips with a flat back for us to get the same benefit, all right? But before we start this stretch, you're all going to give yourselves a quick pike test. So you're going to have a go at seeing where your pike is now. So standing up nice and tall, I just want you to reach down to the floor and have a look where you are comfortably. So for me, comfortably, to get my hands flat on the floor, my hands are just in front of my tippy toes here. Okay, and that's my comfortable pike. Some of you will be here, some of you might be here, some of you might be back here, who knows. Okay, so have a measurement of where your pike is now. Now if you've got on your chair, or if you've got a chair, stand on your chair now. Toes on the edge of your chair, heels pushing back, hands on the front of your chair. It's really important. If your hands aren't on the front of the chair, what's going to happen? Your chair's going to tip over, you're going to fall off, and you're going to hurt yourself, which we don't want, okay? So hands on the front of your chair. If that's too easy and you don't feel any stretch there, lower your hands down to the side of your chair, but keep that weight forwards, okay? If you haven't got a chair like me, hands on the floor, okay? Or if you can't reach the floor, maybe put some cushions and put your hands on the cushions. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to do 30 hip twists. So what that means is we bend and twist our hip round towards our bent leg. Okay, and then the leg that stays straight, you're going to really push that knee backwards. Okay, so we're going to do 30 twists. So bending and twisting round, bending and twisting round. Does that make sense? Ready and going. 1, 2, it shouldn't be fast, it should be slow, and you should think about where your body is. 3, so keeping those legs straight. 4, twisting those hips. 5, 6, 7, make sure you're pushing your straight leg backwards. 8, hip right round on your bent leg. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, really twist. 15, 16, over halfway. 17, 18, 19, 20. Good job, keep going. 21, last 10. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, keep those twisting. 27, 28, 29, now don't move after 30. 30, stay there, straighten your legs but keep your hands down. Okay, now what you want you to do is I want you to bend your right knee and push your left heel down as hard as you can into the ground. Take your right hand and put it over your knee and just push very gently backwards, and we're going to stay there for 30 seconds. Okay, I haven't got my timer. I should have got my timer. I'm going to have to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Keep pushing that knee back. 8, heel down. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Come back to center. Don't move. We're going to go to the other side. So bending your left knee, pushing your right knee back, left hand against your knee, and just slightly, very gently pushing back, adding on a bit of pressure. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, heel down, remember if you're on a chair. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Come back to center. Come up really slowly. Okay, really slowly come up. Step off your chair if you're on a chair. Okay, give everything a little shake. And we're going to test our pikes again. And hopefully, especially if you did it on a chair and you did it correctly, your pike stretch should have increased, okay, and you should really be able to feel and notice the difference. If we've done it on the floor, it's not going to work quite as well, okay? So reaching up, and remember we're going for where a comfortable pike is, okay, keeping our legs nice and straight. So, and stretching down. Now my hands are now very comfortably on top of my feet. So before I was there, now I could come to the side of my hands here, okay? All right, so if we've done it right, we should have increased our pike a little bit, which is why it's called the magic pike stretch. Okay, if you want to increase your flexibility, hold your stretches for a minimum of 30 seconds. All right, so that's quite a tricky stretch. It's not a super easy stretch. It's something that we definitely need to keep working on, and it's more for our level 2s and 3s. Primaries, level 1s, there's probably a slightly advanced stretch for you, but hey, you're capable and you're more flexible when you're younger, so why not start to increase your flexibility now? Okay, so our other stretch that we were going to look at was our middle splits. So our middle splits is when we split with our legs out to the side, otherwise known as box splits, or splits in second. Okay, so we want to start off with turning our feet outwards. Okay, this is really important because we don't want to split this way. That's not good for our hips. So we need to rotate the ball and socket joint in our hips and turn our feet out to the side like we're doing a plie in second. Okay, now what we're going to do is really slowly, if you've got slidier floors than me, you should move better. Slide down into a comfortable split position. So we need to put our hands on the floor, and if you can, pop your elbows onto the floor, okay? And we're going to lower, keeping our knees pointing up to the ceiling. We're going to hold that, okay? We're going to hold it for 15 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and you can either walk your feet back in or sit back onto your bottom, up to you. Okay, now centre splits are really important, not just because they look good to be able to do splits, but actually they're going to help you with skills like aerials. Okay, so that's a free cartwheel, no-handed cartwheel. So, and just your cartwheels in general. The bigger your split, the better and the easier your cartwheel is. All right, so really work those centre splits. A couple of key things to think about. When you are in your centre split position, I'm going to show you from this angle. It's really important that your hips are in a straight line from your feet. So you're not back like this and you're not forwards like this. Straight line. That's so important. Okay? That otherwise you're not actually working your centre splits. Another way you can do your centre splits, I haven't got a wall big enough in here, but we did it out in the garden on one of the videos. I can't remember what level it was. And that's where you lay with your bottom against the wall, back on the ground. Start with your legs up in a pike position, but your bottom has to be against the wall, and then you open the legs, keeping that bottom against the wall and your feet against the wall. That puts you in a perfect split position, and then you can just rest your hands on top of your knees gently, no force, and just hang out there. And that really helps you get your centre split, okay? Because gravity is a natural force that's going to help put a little bit of a weight onto bringing you into those split positions. All right, so that's our flexibility part done for our alphabet. Okay, so we've done our magic pike stretch and our middle split stretch. Now we're going to have a look at just our normal pike stretch. So we're going on to P. So our pike can be done in a jump as well. We looked at that last week, and we're aiming, if we're doing a pike jump, to be here. Okay, but that's very tricky unless you've got a trampoline. Okay, but for our pike, we want to be set up tall. Our feet need to be stretched. Okay, now you can flex your feet and try and get your heels off the ground, and that really helps you push the knees down and into the ground. Okay, if you've got hypermobility in your legs, it's going to be easier for your heels to come up. And if you haven't, then you're going to have to work a little bit harder. So we're going to go through our feet to the stretch. We're going to sit really tall. We're going to keep those knees into the ground. We're going to reach up and we're going to reach down. Okay, and this is our pike stretch, so it's our pike fold. So we're folded over the legs, body's trying to come flat along, and you're trying to get your head between your shins. You're aiming to get your head as close to your ankles as you possibly can. Okay, so that's our pike stretch. All right, we're going to move on to our O's, I believe, was next, which is, oh no, it's our N. How can I miss out N for nice technique? So we're going to have a look at our tondus and our chassés. Technique is important. If you are doing skills using the wrong technique, you will get an injury and it doesn't look as good. So we've done 10 tondus before. Tondus devant is tondu to the front. If I put my hands like this, what am I prepped for? Name me something, shout it out. Handstand, walk over, back walk over, front walk over, cartwheel. Okay, so handspring, so many moves are going to come from this front tondu. So it's really important that we understand how the tondu works. Now the reason we talk about pushing through the floor is that gives us lift. So the more we can use the floor, the more height and stuff we can get. Okay, so we've got our tondu devant, pushing through the floor. Do we want our ball of our foot on the floor like this? No, there shouldn't be any weight. We should be able to lift this up. So it needs to come through, push, 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 stay tall. And this needs to be able to lift up, no weight on that. All your weight's on your supporting leg. Arms out nice and tall. The other thing we need to think about is sickling. Now, sickling is a real problem. Sickling is when your ankle goes like this rather than in a straight line. Sickling can be the cause of twisted ankles, sprains, even broken ankles. And if you're jumping off of a sickle, you are definitely going to hurt yourself. So we need to make sure our ankle's always in line and that our weight is always coming off our big toe and not our little toe. So when we're up on our tiptoes, which we're going to be doing in a minute, we need to be on our big toe, not out on our little toes. So big toes, really, really super important. Same for our tondu. You need to keep your ankle pushed forward. Don't let it come back onto your little toes. Stay up on your big toe, not that. That's a broken line and it's not going to help you with any of your acro skills. Okay, this is where the nice technique comes in. All right, so here is a straight foot, this is a sickled foot. Can you see the difference? Straight, sickle, straight, sickle. So on the big toe always when we're thinking about that. Let's have a think about our tondus to the side. Same principle applies. Pushing through the floor, keeping on that big toe, legs staying turned out. Let's transfer the weight, swap it over. Okay, and close. Now go to the other side. Oh, I've all gone lost here. There, transfer, here. Okay, so same arm as leg. All right, so if I do that towards you, remember, no sickles. I can see even more from the side. Keep that foot pointed out. Here, transfer, here. Everything stays in line. Transfer, not leaning forwards or backwards. That stays in the middle. Here, everything straight. This is our nice technique. This is what helps us look good. You could put two gymnasts together and they could both do a back handspring. One with perfect technique, one with no technique. The one with the perfect techniques will look so much better. And not only that, it will travel further and it will have more power in it to do a continuous move, okay, and less likely to cause an injury. So technique is really, really important and it comes from the basics of starting off. If we start off incorrect like this, we've got no hope of doing a good skilled move afterwards. All right, the other one I wanted to have a look at was our chassé because it comes from a tondu. So we're going to start with our tondu and our chassé is our gallop. So chassé, okay? So start with tondu, opposite arm to foot. This is prep for aerials, okay? I don't mind which foot you start with. This foot's just going to stay in front the whole time. So whichever foot you start with, that stays in front. Okay, now remember, nice pulled up back, turn out, don't sickle, stay on that big toe. Chassé has to hit a fifth in the air. So watch my feet, they join in the air and then they come back out. And I'm aiming to get nice and high. So there's a bend. So if I do it really slowly, I bend, I join, I bend, and I extend. Okay, bend, join, bend, extend. Okay, all right, so Nice tendu. And gallop. Okay, I'm going to go back on the other side. So I'm just going to turn it around. This leg that was behind now is in front. Nice tendu. Bend and gallop. Okay, that level 2s, 3s, 1s, primaries, all of you. That is your prep for aerials. When you get to level 5, level 4, you have to do a chassé step hop into some kind of cartwheel. When you get to level 7, you're doing it into an aerial. And the reason that the prep is really important is because the first time you start doing aerials, I need to be able to spot you. I need to be able to put my arm in and flip you over. If you've got the prep wrong, I'm not going to know where you're ending, where you're stopping, and your arms are going to be in the wrong place, and I'm not going to be able to support you, which is why we start working on the prep as early as primary with tondus and chassés, okay? So I'm happy with that. I'm happy that we've covered that and that you've got enough to practice thinking about staying on that big toe and nice bend and join in the air for our chassé, okay? All right, so we are going to move on now to our 1 foot and 1 hands. Okay, so 1 foot balance is for our primaries and level 1s. 1 hand cartwheel, level 2s and level 3s. Now, primaries and level 1s and level 2s and level 3s, I'm going to give you some different options to make it harder and easier. Okay, so 1 foot balance is a flamingo balance. Arms out to the side, foot to your knee. If you want to make it harder, you can try and do it on a tiptoe. Okay, but we're going to hold the balance for 5 seconds on one side and then 5 seconds on the other. Level 2s, level 3s, I'd like you to give it a go with us, and if you want to try it on your tiptoe, then you're more than welcome, okay? All right, so we're going to lift one leg up and we're going to hold 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, I want you to think about that nice technique again. Was my knee down here? No, it was up here. Was my foot crossing over? No, the foot's at the side of the knee. So my toes are at the side of the knee, okay? Don't sickle. It can happen here. Can you see the difference? Okay, so pushing the ankle in towards your other leg. Did my back stay straight or did it go wobbly? Stay straight, otherwise I wouldn't have been able to balance. Pick a spot, focus on it. Okay, let's do the other side. I'm going to try and rise this side. Okay, ready? And 5, 4, oh, not very good. 3, 2, 1. Oh, I rised up perfectly earlier. Now I'm thinking about it, I can't do it. 3, 2, 1. Need to practice on my rises, I think. Okay. All right, good. So for our level 2s and 3s, we're going to have a look at one-handed cartwheels. For our level primaries and level 1s, practice your two-handed cartwheels, okay? Just practice just doing your bunny hops around the corner, or if you want to, if we're new to cartwheels, start with a tendu. Hands go in front of your tendu, and you're going to scissor kick round to the other side and finish in a tendu, okay? That's for our beginners. Otherwise, we're going to look at a one-handed near arm cartwheel. That's the same side as leg. So you're going to start with a tendu, both arms in front. The arm on the opposite side of the leg is going to swing back. This arm's going to go onto the ground. So we're going to go here like that. Okay? And the other arm up in the air. Now I'm not sure I've got enough room to do a cartwheel in here. So I'm going to bend my legs slightly just to make my cartwheel shorter. So don't bend your legs. If you haven't got enough room, bend your legs. But if you have, then go for it. I'm only bending my legs to make mine shorter because actually by bending my legs I'm making it wider. So straight legs, I'm going to be less likely to kick anything at the sides of me, but I will travel further and I need to not travel. So here, one arm's going down, one arm's coming back. Okay, so I'm going to swing it round. Oh, I was so scared of hitting that. And I'm going to finish back in a tendu again. Okay, now I've done one and I feel a bit more confident that I'm not going to hit anything. We'll go for it a little bit better this time. Okay, so we're not finishing in our here because I want you to focus on your arm. Okay, and I'll tell you, I've skipped ahead. Skipped ahead of something. Finish it how you like for now. I'll tell you why in a minute. Okay, so both arms out. The arm nearest to the foot is going down. The other arm circles. That's really important. Again, that's getting us ready for aerials. Circle back. Don't do this. Don't put it on your hip or tuck it in. Circle it back. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Circle the arm back and round. Okay? All right. So that's our ones. One hand, one foot. What's that song? One finger and keep moving. I don't know. Right. So I just said, oh, I've done something too soon. And that was about our quarter turn. So when you do a cartwheel, there's loads of different types of variation in cartwheel, in acro, and in gymnastics. And you have a quarter turn out, a quarter turn in. Okay, they're two of the options, or a side to side, or a million other things. So a quarter turn in is when you finish, which is the first cartwheel I did. When you finish your cartwheel, so you do your cartwheel, and you finish facing the way you've come from. You've done a quarter turn, because your cartwheel finishes here. Quarter turn in to finish the way you've come from. So a quarter, so let's just talk about quarters, halves and fulls. So a quarter turn is 1/4 of the way round. A half turn, we end up facing the opposite way. And a full turn, we come all the way around to finish where we started. So if we've done a cartwheel, and we've landed that cartwheel here, but I want a quarter turn in, I'm going to step to face the way I come from. The other option, which is a lot harder, if you've done a cartwheel and you've landed here, you can quarter turn out, ready to go again. Okay, so you've got a quarter turn in and a quarter turn out. So we're going to do a cartwheel now, even our primaries and things, because you can do that. Thinking about on the floor, if you want to do it little, you can come round and stand up and face the way you've come from, and that's a quarter turn in, okay? So we're going to do a cartwheel now, not one-handed, two-handed. Thinking about quarter turning in neatly, finishing nice and neat, facing the way we've come from in one movement. Okay, so here for acro to start. No acro ending with the arms, we're quarter turning in. So we're coming up and finishing the way we've come from, okay? So that's my quarter turn in for my cartwheel. One move. I didn't do a cartwheel. Land, and then step in. I came straight into that quarter turn. All right, so it's really important that we come in one movement. All right, so I want you to give that a go now. See if you can get that quarter turn in one movement. We're not going to look at quarter turn outs. All right, and now we're going to try quarter turn jumps. Okay, because we're getting ready for some round off work in a bit. So, quarter turn jumps here. Arms are the key. So they're going to come up by our ears. They're going to land here. So they're going to do this. Okay, but as we do that, we're going to jump to the side. Ready? 3, 2, 1. So that's a quarter turn. Now to the back. 3, 2, 1. Now to the other side. 3, 2, 1. And now to the front. Now we've got to go back the way we've come from. So every time, landing on a demi-plie, arms in front, quarter turn, spot, look where you want to land, and go, look, and again, look, and again, look, look. What do you think that's going to help us with? What movement? Not just the cartwheels, quarter turning, but something jumping in the air where we're travelling and turning. Full twists, Baranis in particular. All of those kind of Arabian somersaults, all of that. That's really going to help, having a in the air change of direction. But being neat and controlled, that's the key, okay? All right, so that is our cue for quarter turns. All right, we are swimming through these. We are nearly at our fun ones now. So we've got our round off and rolls to finish with. Now, I definitely can't fit a full round off in this room. So what I actually want to look at is the hurdle step that leads into the round off and the finishing of a round off, which we've just kind of done with that quarter turn and the jump. Okay, that is a round off movement effectively. Okay, so and then we'll do some rolls and into some straddles to finish. So our hurdle step for a round off starts from 2 feet. Okay, now a hurdle step you have to do in grade 6. Okay, so you have to know how to do a hurdle step because you hurdle into cartwheels. So a hurdle goes off 2 feet. Think of yourself like a skier. So you're skiing along. And what we're going to do is we're going to jump from the 2 feet and we're going to step. Now that second step is your lunge position, ready to go into your cartwheel, handstand, round off, whatever. Okay, so 2 feet and step. Yeah, so think about having that long line behind us as well. Bend, 2 feet jump, step. A really good way to practice this, if any of you own hula hoops, is put 3 hula hoops down in a row. I don't own hula hoops. Well, I do, but they're not here. They're at the studio. So you're starting in the first hula hoop. You land your foot in the second hula hoop, your first foot, and your third foot in the third hula hoop. Okay, so it's a really nice way to practice. Jump, step, 3 movements. Jump, step. And that last step is your lunge. Okay, try it on both sides because in level 7 you have to do it on both sides, which actually hurdle steps on the other foot are really hard. Jump, step is my other side, okay? So make sure you're doing both sides. Jump, step. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Jump, step. Long lunge at the end. Think about those arms. And again, 3, 2, 1. Jump, step. So where are my arms starting for the jump? Behind. So then as I step, they're swinging through. Ready? Okay. And I'm going to try on the other side this time. Jump, step. Good. Okay. So hurdles are really important for our round off. Now the round off movement starts like a cartwheel, but we rotate further around with our hands and we join our legs in the air and we snap them down together. And in it, we use a pushing motion. So we push through our shoulders to land on our feet. We're not going to do the round off. It's not safe in my space to do a round off for me. And also, if you've never done a round off before, not really a move you should do without a coach with you. Okay, so we're not going to do the round off. I just wanted to do the round off prep, which is your hurdle step. Okay, the other thing I want you to have a go at doing is your shoulder pushes. So you're going to push, put your hands against the door, sink into your shoulders, push off. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. So my elbows aren't bending, I'm using my shoulder shrug to get that pushing motion. Okay? Yeah, that block is what it's called. The block is what gives you a good round off. Okay, and if you get a good round off, you have a good back flick or a good back tuck or anything that travels after it. Okay, so good hurdle step, good shoulder block are the 2 key things for a round off. So please practice those. That push with the shoulder or off the door, it's up to you, or in the air, just normally, and that hurdle. Jump, step. Practice it into cartwheels. Practice it into a jump. In fact, we could do that. No, doing it into a jump wouldn't work. So we're going to go jump, step, and then just hands to the ground, but no movement. So boom, 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 and just needle. Good way to practice it. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to go in more than that. I feel like I'd need to be in a classroom with you before we take it to the next level. All right. Okay, so practice your hurdles, practice your blocks. And that takes us on really nicely. Oh no, we've got rolls. I forgot about rolls. So R is for rolling. So we've got forward rolls, we've got backward rolls, we've got log rolls. You've got all the rolls you want in the world. Now I've done a lot of rolls today in my TOTS class and I'm feeling a bit nauseous from rolling around so much. So I'm only going to do one roll. I'm going to do one forwards, potentially one backwards and one log roll. Okay. And then I want you to pick your roll. And I want you to work on it. And if your skill level is a log roll, work on that. If you find log rolls easy, go to forward rolls. If you find forward rolls easy, go to backwards roll. And that's what I want you to work on. All right, so let's start off with our log roll. So our log roll, we start in a dish. Here, feet and arms off the floor. We roll into a Superman. Feet and arms off the floor. And that's all we do for our log roll, okay? Dish to arch or hollow to Superman. Okay? Forward roll. Starting standing up, we go into the ball pose, we roll through almost like a pike position, we come into the tuck and we come back up to standing. So I'm finishing facing the same way. Arms here for acro, here for gymnastics, but we're going acro, aren't we? So here we're coming down to the demi point. I'm going to push off my demi point, through the pike, tuck in and stand up, okay? Backwards roll now. Oh, it makes me so dizzy. Okay, backwards roll. Same thing, coming through the candlestick, so through that shoulder stand position. So I'm coming through the tuck into shoulder stand. My legs are coming over straight, okay? My toes are hitting the ground and I'm going to push like I would if I was doing a bridge up to get me back onto my feet so my knees don't touch the floor. Okay, and coming down, push. Sorry, I straddled, I was worried I was going to kick that. But you get the idea, okay? So rolling down, push. If you need to straddle for space, do it. It'll make it slightly shorter. Okay, so they're your rolls. So pick one of those rolls to work on. And what we want to see is no knees in contact with the floor, basically. No knees to help you get up. No leg crossed under one under the other. Nice, neat movements, strong arms, no heads on the floor. So no heads, no knees. And that's basically it. All right, so we had skipping and straddling to finish. So we're just going to cool down by skipping a bit. And then we're going to have a little straddle stretch. Okay, so I want us to think about when we skip, about it being a march. Oh, I sickled then, did you see that? Knee, not here, here. Knees coming up high, arms coming in front, okay? All right, and it's like a hop. It's just a march with a hop. So we're going to do 2 laps round of your rooms or your spaces and then take it into a straddle. You ready? And up. Nice and high. Elevation, this is jumping off of one foot. So this is really, again, important for any kind of handsprings or aerial work or somersault work. Yeah, anything that we can involve a push off the floor, especially on one foot, is going to really help us. Okay, and sitting in straddle. So we did a nice centre split stretch earlier, so we should be feeling nice and loose for our straddle. Sitting up nice and tall, toes pointed, backs up straight. Okay, so this is our straddle sit. Stretched feet, no flexed feet. Knees up to the ceiling. Really important that we're not letting these knees roll in. Up, okay. Now we're going to take our arms forwards, keeping our backs nice and straight, okay. Don't let your knees roll in. Keep them up. As soon as your knees start to roll in, stop. And coming up. Good job. Okay. And just give your legs a little shake. All right. Well done, everybody. You've worked really hard. That was quite a long class today. So well done. See you next week.